You play enough of these licensed games, and you see that they pretty much fall into two categories. The ones that are just total garbage, and the ones that are just okay. I mean, they're not good by any means. Their design is incredibly lazy. But it's also not like they're broken or anything. They're functional, they play well, they're just generic. Teen Titans is one of those games, which, I mean, I guess that's good news. The bar is set really low for these kind of games, which is great. Something the gaming industry should be real proud of.
Oh, how cute!
So obviously, the game's based on the Cartoon Network series Teen Titans, which was basically the superhero version of Muppet Babies, so I'm fine with that. You have a whole gang of them right off the bat. 5 characters. You can switch over to any of them. That's awesome. Then again, it also means you kind of see everything this game has to offer in the first few minutes. They all have 3 attacks, which all feel the same. Really, it's all very predictable. Fortunately, though, it's at least well done. I mean, the characters all control well. The camera's not a total disaster. You know, the enemies actually don't go down easy. It takes more attacks than you'd think to beat them, so I guess that can add a bit of incentive to experiment with different moves and combinations beyond just, you know, mashing buttons. So I guess that's something. The game also throws in things that both do and do not make sense. So as you play, you actually unlock more combos, and you even level up your characters a bit. Oh, it's more like an automatic progression. They just get a bit stronger. And that's good stuff. When you have such simple gameplay, stuff like that makes it worthwhile. What makes less sense are these sporadic power-ups. You speed up, slow down. They kind of feel tacked on. I mean, they never seem to have any real advantages. But actually, the strongest element of the game is its multiplayer, and specifically, the way its multiplayer is tied into its single player. So as you're playing the story mode, you unlock a bunch of items and characters that you can then use in the multiplayer, which is awesome. You can play with up to 4 players, and that's when the game's at its best. On its own, just okay. With friends, well then the repetition's a little more bearable. And again, that's partially because the game's fairly well done. I mean, it's no graphical stunner or anything, but for its time, it's not that bad looking. Some of the lasers and explosions look nice in particular, and some of the animations aren't bad either. Although, of course, on the other hand, look, it's still a game that shows its age. It's got the washed out colors and blurry graphics that were common in the early 2000s, only it hit the GameCube in 2006, a year after Resident Evil 4. So yeah, Teen Titans could definitely look better. Oh, and the loading times! Holy crap! This thing seriously stops you every 10 seconds for a 3-second loading screen. It's like, whoops, a villain's peeking out from behind a wall. Better do a cutscene here. I mean, were all games this disjointed and loady back in 2006? I honestly can't remember.
Killer carrots? Mumbo Jumbo was crazy, but this is ridiculous.
Now, this is one of those games where it's like, there's really no surprises. It's exactly what you expect it to be. This is a licensed game with generic design, generic music, basically generic everything. But if you want an okay beat-em-up based on Teen Titans, this game is at least a competent version of that. And with other players, it's almost fun. It's Teen Titans for the Nintendo GameCube. Thanks to our pal Kevin from Jersey City, New Jersey, for sending it in.
Easy, Beast Boy. You break it, you bought it.
Dude, that was such a rip. I mean, come on. We just got our butts kicked by Slade's guys.
We? You mean you?
Somebody has made a video game starring us? How joyous!